I'm going to bring in Kethevane Gorjestani, our international affairs editor. Kethevane, the Elysee Palace saying Macron will announce a new prime minister in the coming days. I mean, what's your take on who that could be?
Well, look, as Antonia was saying, Emmanuel Macron's first inclination is likely to want to appoint someone that is close to him, a Macron confidant, probably someone who's been in the cabinet for a long time. And there are a couple of names in that grouping that have been floated around and that were floated around in the first place before Francois Bayrou was named prime minister. That's the current defense minister, Sébastien Lecornu, or the justice minister, Gérald Darmanin, but they might be considered too Macron or too right-wing to be acceptable to others in parliament, especially sort of the left-wing or the socialists that would be needed in order for any new government to not suffer the same fate as the Bayrou government. Then there's a second option, which is sort of the middle ground, trying to get a figure that is more left-wing leaning, but that is not necessarily a member of the Socialist Party. There could be people like Bernard Cazeneuve, who was a former prime minister, a former member of the Socialist Party, but is no longer that. There's Éric Lombard, the current finance minister, also a former Socialist Party member. But that could be sort of the worst of both worlds when it comes to Emmanuel Macron trying to get the support of the parliament. Those people would be possibly too left for the center-right and not left enough for the people on the left. And so that leaves us with the third option, which is an actual cohabitation, meaning a president that is governing with a prime minister from one of the opposition parties. In this case, obviously, the likeliest possibility there, because he's ruled out working with the far left or the far right, would be the Socialist Party. Antonia was mentioning Olivier Faure, the head of the Socialist Party. He would be that person, probably. Only the socialists to agree to that, they're saying that they want to be allowed to sort of implement their agenda, a more left-wing leaning agenda. For example, the taxation on the rich or coming back on the raising of the retirement age. All of those things are things that Emmanuel Macron did not want to see. So it looks very, very complicated going ahead.